जय हिंद बच्चों. Today we are going to discuss the remaining part of chapter number 2. Already you guys had been covered sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family, partnership, cooperative society. In that sequence, the next one is joint stock company. So before I start the joint stock company, let's have a recap of all the content what we had already covered. Sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is actually the one-person business, which is also known as single ownership. What is the meaning of single ownership? Which is governed and controlled by one person. That is known as sole proprietorship form of business organization. Second one, we had discussed joint Hindu family business. When a Hindu family is governed the business under Hindu Succession Act, where the elder member is known as Karta, the head of the family, and the member of the family is known as co-partner. Similarly, we discuss partnership where two and maximum 50 persons join together and running the business. Cooperative society where with the mutual help they start the society for cooperation, giving the loan, giving the financial support at very low rate. That is what cooperative society. And the next form of business organization is joint stock company. So when this particular term company is coming, what first thing is coming? A very big form of business organization as it is there. Company is the biggest form of business organization available in all form of business organization. And when company is, we discuss about the companies, so some names are coming like Tata, Reliance, Bell, Gill, right? Like this, government companies, private companies, that all are coming under the scenario. Today we will discuss meaning of company. Today we will discuss the features of company. Okay. So basically company, why company is needed? देखो बेटा, some form of business organization required a huge amount of capital. Some business is required huge amount of capital, and for arranging that capital, sole proprietorship, partnership, joint in the family business is not sufficient. And for that, for running that big business, we form company. So company definition is given by Professor, one very good professor. You just write down, because it is not asked that what is the definition of company, but it is some points the person had given. The person name is Professor Hannig, and Professor Hannig did that it is a voluntary association. Voluntary. I'm just picking out some important point from the definition. I will read the definition also. So first one is voluntary association. अब देखो, company is a voluntary association. Mean what? It is voluntary. It is as per your wish. If you want to join the company, you can join. If you do not want to join, nobody will force you. So it is what? It is a voluntary associations. Voluntary, you can imagine the word volunteers who wish to work by their choice. That is known as volunteers. Similarly, company is also what? Company is also voluntary associations. Second, that company is a voluntary association of individuals who want to what? One thing is their profit. So company is a voluntary association of individuals who join, who come for profit. Second one is what, beta? That capital divided. The company capital is divided into transferable share. Before I discuss the meaning of this one, that what is the company divided into transferable shares, let's have some meaning of capital and share. So capital already you are knowing, the money or anything which is invested in the business for starting or running, that is known as capital. And share is what, beta? Suppose I have capital of 1000 rupees and that 1000 is divided in 10 rupees part. So 10 into 100. So 10 rupees 100 parts. So that part is basically known as share. So share is what? Share is the smallest part in which capital of any company is divided. And transferable share means it can be easily transferred from one person to another person. Suppose I purchase a share of Reliance, I want to give that shares to you. I can sell it to you, I can give it to you, I can gift it to you. So I can transfer that shares to anyone. That is the meaning of transferable share. Okay? And ownership is the condition of membership. Third point is ownership in condition of ownership is the condition of membership. What is the meaning of condition of membership? Very simple. How much percentage share I have, how much percentage capital I had contributed in the company, that much ownership I have. Like suppose I have 20% of capital. I purchase a 20% share of any company, and somebody purchase 30%, 40% shares. So the person who purchased 40% shares having more ownership in the company as compared to me, because I have the 20% capital. It is what? Ownership is the condition of membership. So overall summary is what? That what is joint stock company? So you can say that a company which is a voluntary associations of individuals, of persons who carry out the business activity for profit, that is considered as a joint stock company. Okay, some contents are there, some meanings are there. We will understand each and every meaning from NCERT. Company can be described an artificial person. Company is basically known as artificial person. What is the meaning of artificial person? So, there are two types of person. One is real, like us, and one is artificial. Artificial person. So when we talk about artificial person in accountancy or in business, simple, which is created by law. So a person whose name is there, a person which legal status is also there, a person who can purchase and sell the assets by its name, but the person is not the real person. Person is what? Artificial person. And how this person come? By created by law. And which law is there? So it is very important, beta. It is Company Act 2013. Earlier it is known as Company Act 1956, but now it is revised and it is known as Company Act 2013. So, summary of all this story, which is important for us. Company is artificial person. If somebody asks you that why company is considered as an artificial person, simple answer should be because company is not a real person. Company is artificial person because it is created by law. And when anything is created by law, it will be considered as an artificial person. This person have a name, this person have a legal status, this person can purchase and sell the assets by this particular name. This person have a common seal, signature also. But this person is created by law, not the real one. That's why we can say this person is a artificial person. Okay. So, a joint stock company, for opening joint stock company, which law is mandatory? It means under which law we have to register the joint stock company. It is for 1 marks beta MCQ. Always remember, it is the Company Act 2000, Company Act 2013. So with the help of Company Act 2013, we can register our joint stock company. Acha. Joint stock company owners are known as, now second MCQ. Joint stock company owners are known as shareholders. Okay. So who is shareholders? Shareholders are the owners of the company. Okay. So who is the board of director? Board of director is the chief managing body elected by the shareholders. Okay. Like suppose shareholders in Reliance, so many shareholders are there. So many shareholders cannot control business physically. So they elect by voting. They elect by voting, and with the help of voting, they elected the directors who will actually control the business, who will manage the business on the behalf of shareholders. Okay. So the question, who is the owner of business? Shareholders. What is share? The share is the part of capital in which the whole capital is distributed. Or you can say share is the smallest part of in which the company's capital is distributed. Okay. It is clear? Chalo. Third MCQ can come from this particular topic, that shares can be transferable. Yes, shares can be transferred from one person to another person. Shares can be transferred from one person to another person. Suppose I have Reliance shares, I can give it to you. I can gift it to you. I can sell it to you. But that should be transferred in a legal way. That is known as share trading. Okay. So this is all about the joint stock company. So I hope the joint stock company meaning is clear. The joint stock company is a voluntary associations of individuals, of persons who carry out the business for the motive of profit. They contributed the capital which is divided into the small parts of transferable shares. And share meaning is also clear. And in company, the ownership is in the condition of membership. How much shares you have, that much ownership you have in the business. And the owner name is known as shareholders. And the last one, company is known as artificial person. And why it is known as artificial person? Because it is created by law, not the real one. Company can start, company can sell, company can purchase anything by its name. Company have a legal status, but all that is provided by the law itself. Now proceed for the features. The first feature of joint stock company is artificial person. अब बेटा company is creation of law and exists in the independence of its member. Like partnership. If we talk about partnership, if we talk about sole proprietorship, so partnership and sole proprietorship is dependent on members. Members have the unlimited liability also. And sole proprietorship cannot purchase anything by its name. Because sole proprietorship and partnership is dependent on its member. But a company is not dependent of its members. It is just like natural person. Company can own property. Company can borrow money from someone. Company can make contract. Company can file the case against anyone by the name of itself. Company don't need the name of anyone, because company itself is what beta? Artificial person. So meaning of artificial person, it is similar to real person. Only real person take the birth, and this is also take the birth with the help of law. So whatever a natural person can do, all work can done by the company itself. Company not require the name of anyone for purchasing any assets, for selling any assets, for filing a case against anyone. A company can purchase the properties also. Company can build up the properties also. Company can talk to someone in the help of notice. Company have the signature also with the name of common seal. All that, all work company can do as an artificial person. Second one is what? Separate legal entity. अब देखो बेटा, entity means identification. Entity means identification. And separate legal entity means company and its member both have a separate entity. No one is dependent on each other. After incorporation, what is incorporation we will discuss. It is the formation stages of company. So after incorporation, company get the entity, separate identification, and after that company can purchase the assets, pay the liability by the name of itself, and it is separated from those of its owner. That the law does not recognize the business and owner to be one at the same. It means, suppose if in general example I am taking you, Tata and Ratan Tata. What do you think, that Ratan Tata and Tata is the same thing? No. Tata is a company, it is artificial person. And Ratan Tata is what beta? Ratan Tata is the real person. So if Tata company have to purchase anything, Tata company will use it the name of Tata company, not the name of Ratan Tata. And if Ratan Tata have to purchase anything, Ratan Tata will use it the name of Ratan Tata, not the name of Tata. That gives the separate legal entity, separate identification to everyone. And it says that the shareholders and company both are different persons. Shareholders are the real one and company is the artificial one. Okay. देखो भाई, this is actually disadvantage of company. That formation of company is a very time consuming, expensive and complicated process. Which one is very easy to start? That is what? Sole proprietorship. Single ownership. If you want to start the business today, you can start. If you want to start the business in any corner, you can start. If you want to start the business without registration, you can start. Nobody will come to ask you. But if you want to start a company, then you have to follow the predefined procedures of Company Act. And formation of company, for private company 2 stages are there, for public company 4 stages are there, lot of documentation is there, lot of fees submission is there. It is a very expensive and the most important, it is very complicated process. It involves a number of documents, number of legal requirement. Without that, it cannot start the functioning. Incorporation of company, registration of companies, registration of company is compulsory. Like sole proprietorship is not compulsory. Partnership is not compulsory. Without registration of partnership, you can start the partnership firm. It is optional. But company cannot start until unless you not registered the company in the Company Act 2013 or any of the previous law. So one line is there, any of the previous law. So for this beta, one thing is there, you always remember that previous company law. Actually, that is asked in the competitive exam, because you just know that which one is the present act, Company Act 2013. But if somebody asks that which one is the last previous one, so it will be Company Act 1956. And which one is the first one? So it is 1866. Indian Companies Act 1866. So it is started from the 1866. Last one is 1956. Now present Company Act 2013. So under this law, without registration under this law, you cannot start your company. So it is mandatory for each and everyone. Like in partnership, it is optional. Like in sole proprietorship, it is optional. But in company, it is mandatory that without the proper registration, no one can start the company. Ab dekho, this word perpetual succession is very important. What is the meaning of this? Before that, just understand this one. Suppose we talk about sole proprietorship. One person is running the business. Any accident happened with that person, sole proprietorship will close, because sole proprietorship is dependent on the single ownership. Any accident with the sole proprietorship is over. Come to the partnership. Suppose 2 persons is there. One person died. Then partnership is automatically over, because for partnership minimum 2 members is there. Come to the Hindu undivided family. Again, suppose in the family 3 members is there. In Ekta Kapoor serial, 2 persons died in any accident. So Hindu undivided family is also over, because minimum 2 persons are there. So the death of any person or any person's existence will, specific procedure of calling will affect the sole proprietorship also, partnership also, Hindu undivided family also. It is present in the company also. So beta, it is simple. That company is a very big organization, is a separate person, it is an artificial person. And perpetual succession is saying what exactly, you understand this particular point. In one line you understand this. Entry or exit of any member will not affect company. So perpetual succession is very simple. that the company being created by law and can be brought an end only by law. It is not something that you are shareholder and you want to end the company by alone. I do not want to run the company, I will complete. From the next day, company will not run. No. Company is created by law, so company will be ended by law only. It will only case to exist when a specific procedure for its closure called winding up is completed. Okay? So two things are there. What is perpetual succession? Perpetual succession is very simple. Entry or exit of any member will not affect the company. Number 2, that company created by law, so company will be ended by law only, not by the wish of any shareholder. And number 3, that how the company will close. There is a already decided procedure for closing the company, and that procedure is actually known as winding up. Okay? So if somebody asks you that what is the winding up, the procedure of closing the company is considered as a winding up. Okay? One line is said in Hindi, दुनिया है बहुत लोग आते हैं बहुत लोग जाते हैं, but दुनिया है वो चलती रहती है. Exactly that particular line defines the meaning of perpetual succession. Company is there, maybe the member will come, maybe the member will go out, but that will not affect the company. Company will go on. Control. Control is also a very important feature of company. The management and control of the affairs of the company is undertaken by the board of directors. Why so? Because board of director, already we discussed, it is a chief managing body. And who appoint the board of director? Board of director is selected by the shareholder. Board of director is selected by the shareholders. And board of directors is selecting some top level management official for running the business. Okay. And to whom board of director is accountable? So board of director is accountable directly to shareholders. So 3-4 points we come to know from this particular point. Number 1, that how the control of business will be there. So control of business is done by the board of directors. Who appoint the board of directors? Who appoints the board of directors? Shareholders. And with the board of directors, top level management committee is handling all over the business. And to whom board of directors is accountable? Board of directors is accountable. Accountable means answerable. To whom they have to give the answer? The board of directors is accountable to the shareholders. Now one question can come in your mind. Suppose I purchase the shares of 3,000 of Reliance company. So can we take the decision? Can we take anything in Reliance company? Yes, you can. But till the amount of your amount invested. Suppose I'm just giving a lump sum data. Suppose Reliance company total worth is 10,000 crore and you invested how much? 3,000. So you are also shareholder of 3,000. Now you have to find out the percentage. The 3,000 is how much percent of 10,000 crore. That much percent you are also owner of the company. Now suppose if somebody have the 50% and you have 0.00023%. So what do you think, that your decision will affect in the company? No. It is cooperative society, and cooperative society is all about one member, one vote, where it doesn't matter that how much money you invested. It is countable as one person, one vote. But in company it is not like that. If you invest huge amount, then your share will be high, and when your share will be high, your influence for taking the decision will also increase. Okay beta. Now, so it is very important. I just revised the content again. Artificial person created by law. Separate legal entity means separate identification. Company have a separate identification from its member. Company can purchase, company can sell, company can do whatever by the name of company itself. Next one is formation. Formation is very difficult because under formation it is compulsory to register under the Company Act 2013, which need a lot of legal procedure, lot of documentation, lot of time consuming process. So formation is very difficult. Okay. Next, what we discussed, perpetual succession. It is very simple. In one line I told you that if somebody asks you that what is this, you just write down that company will not affect by entry or exit of any member, and company cannot end it by anything. Company is created by law, so company will end also by a law only, and that ending procedure is known as winding up. And controlling is what beta? Controlling is also very simple, that controlling in the business will be as per the shares, as per your share of the capital. If your capital contribution is very much high, your share is very much high, definitely you will influence the control of the business. But if your share investment is very low, then you cannot influence the decisions of company. And who will take all that control? Board of director, who is the chief managing body. And board of director is one more thing beta, that board of director is appointed by shareholders and they are accountable to also shareholders. Okay. Now, liability. The liability of the member is limited to the extent to capital contributed by them in the company. Now you understand this particular point very seriously. Okay. How it is differ. Beta. See this. There's two type of liability: unlimited and limited. Unlimited liability means where losses will first cover from your business property, and if it is not covered from business property, your personal property will also touch for covering the losses. Like suppose if losses are 5,000 on your business property is just 3,000, so they will cover 3,000 from your business property, and for the rest 2,000 they will cover from your personal property. And that is the meaning of unlimited liability. What is the meaning of limited liability? Suppose if I invested the amount in business 3,000 and the losses is 5,000, then they cannot touch my personal property for covering the extra 2,000. My liability is only limited to the amount what I invest in the capital, and for covering that extra 2,000, that company, that creditors, that loan givers can utilize the assets of the company to settle their claims. And members' personal property cannot be touched for covering their debts, and that is the meaning of liability. The share company have the limited liability, not unlimited. Okay beta. So this is all about the liability content. Common seal. A common seal is what beta? Like suppose we are the real person, we have a particular sign. We can sign it. We can give our identification. But as company is an artificial person, company cannot file, company cannot pass the sign like this. So what company have? Company have a common seal. and that common seal is actually the signature of the company, official signature of the company. So any document where the official common seal of the company is there, that is approved and authorized and that is related with the company. Risk bearing, अब देखो बेटा, risk bearing is done by all the shareholders. Share will responsible for profit as well as for the losses also. And how this particular risk bearing will be there. The person who will get more shares in profit, that person will secure, that person have to bear the more losses also in the company. It means the profit and loss distribution is totally depend of your percentage share in the company. Up suppose the person who have high percentage, so when profit will be there, the person will get the high rate. But when the loss will be there, the person have to contribute the maximum losses also. Okay, so it is not something like the sole proprietorship. Like in sole proprietorship, the whole risk have to bear by one person only. But here, risk will be bifurcated between all the shareholders, and all the shareholders will combinedly recover that risk. Okay. Just a minute, beta. So this is what, beta? This is the risk bearing. So we completed all the features of the company. And what are the features? Are the features of common seal. Common seal is what, beta? Actually, common seal is known as signature of the company, by which company approve and give the legal status to any document with the help of their particular signature. Next one is risk bearing. So in the sole proprietorship, risk will be bear by one person only, because one person is running all the business, having the ownership. But in share in the company, it is not like that. Losses will be bared and distributed between all the shareholders as per their ratio, as per their share ratio. Okay, beta. So this much is for today. Just a minute. This much is for today. If you have any doubt, you please go and ask to me. So perpetual succession, this is also very important word. Okay, and how the formation of company is there, we will learn. Formation of company is actually by following 4 stages. So after second stage, the private company can start the business. After fourth stage, the government company, the public company. Government company and public companies are same? No, there is a little bit different. So public company can start the business after the fourth stage. Okay, beta. So this much for today. In the next class, we will discuss the company's merit and demerit. If company have the merit, beta, the company will definitely have some demerit also. And we will discuss all this in the next class. So if you have problem related with any point, not what I taught today, any point, you can ask in comment box. We will give answer to you that what are the, like suppose whatever we covered, you go and revise. That is your actually homework. So you go and revise whatever we covered today. Once we complete the chapter, we will discuss the MCQ and case study also. So question of the day, 2 questions I am giving to you. Actually, first one is what is perpetual succession. You just prepare it. In the next class, I will ask to you what is common seal, that you prepare it. Okay. So with this, I am ending my class here. In the next class, as I told you, that we will complete the merits and demerits of the company. Okay, thank you very much.